Today I'm going to talk about the 7 red flags in liberal women that most men ignore. And look, if you're single and you're going out and meeting people and you're meeting these women specifically on dating apps or from social events, whatever, you're going to come across proud liberal women. And hey, whatever, you do you. But these red flags, oh, every guy needs to learn this. And look, I've been on hundreds of dates. I was married before and I know all about it. I've met all kinds of women. And yeah, these 7 red flags you do not want to miss. Keep watching. All right. If you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Kane. I'm the Silver Bachelor. This channel is 100% dedicated to dating advice for older guys and the women that want to understand them. If you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button and the notification button because I'm dropping videos every week. Woo! But first, I have officially launched my new clothing line, Silver is Sexy, and this is my first piece. Yeah, check out this beauty. It is a cafe racer inspired motorcycle jacket, lambskin. This jacket took me over a year, 3 factories, 5 prototypes, and so many times going back and forth to get it right. This jacket took over 120 hours to make, and it's got 84 handmade, hand-placed ribbing details, okay? Not even luxury brands have make a jacket like this. Like, look at the quality and the details of this, all right? There's 84 ribs along the arms, shoulders, lower back, and I have a metal plate. And look, I'm willing to give this jacket away for 50% off the price you see on the website for my first 50 customers. This is exclusive to my subscribers here on YouTube. You can use the coupon code FOUNDER50 or click on the link in the description to learn more. All right, let's get into this video. So, yeah, liberal women, and hey, you're going to meet all types, all right? But liberal women are more special than conservative Republican women, and I will tell you why. Real example. There's a professor that commented on, I don't know if it was my channel, somewhere, whatever. So this professor teaches political science, all right, and has been teaching for 30 years. And in recent years, he said in recent years, whenever, especially when Trump won, that he's never seen this before. And there were countless women who needed to take time off when Trump won the election. Versus when Biden won or any other Democrats won, never did the Republican conservative women need to take time off. So liberal women are a kind of special breed, all right? And these 7 red flags you do not want to ignore because this is major, major stuff, all right? Let's get into this. So you may not know this, but most liberal women are on medication, at least 25%, and the number goes up to 40% if they're over 40. And when I say medication, I'm talking about for depression. And you might be wondering, why the hell are so many women today, especially the liberal ones, more depressed, angry, and all these things than in the past? You would think with feminism and women's rights and women getting more and more rights than they ever had before, and equality is basically where it's the only thing that's really an issue right now, especially in the United States, is the abortion laws. But in general, women have way more rights today than they ever did. Their grandmothers, great-grandmothers, and all these things, but they're more depressed than they were before. Why is that? Well, one of the reasons is social media. And liberal women, I'm talking about the group of liberal women that are specifically on medication. All the ones that I personally know that are on medication, they're consumed with negativity. They're consumed with feminism. They're consumed with the patriarchy. They've got this victim mindset, which is insane. And a lot of them are on Reddit or Threads. Threads is a new thing to compete with X. That's part of Instagram. I decided to jump on Threads just to check it out for like a couple of weeks. I needed to get off. It was actually literally, I could feel it pulling my positivity away from me and sucking all that positivity out of me like a blood sucker. It is so negative. There's so many angry people on Threads with this victim mindset. Doesn't matter who they are, and it's mostly women on there, and they're just bitching and complaining about every damn thing. So just be aware if you meet a woman and she says, yeah, I'm a proud feminist, or no Trump supporters, proud liberal, whatever, proud Democrat, just be aware there's a pretty damn high chance, especially if she's over 40, that she's on medication for depression, and she is not going to be good to date. All right. Number two, as I mentioned, feminism. All right. So, okay, I'm from Canada, and we had a Prime Minister, Justin Trudeau, that said he was a feminist, whatever. So, sure, women could be feminists and all for female rights and things like that. Okay, cool, no problem. But look, uh, when women are constantly talking about it, right? And they're complaining about not being able to meet a good man, and no man is good enough. And they're only interested to meet a man that makes over $200,000 because of their lifestyle. This kind of stuff, that's a huge red flag. All right, moving along. Number three is, look, I was married for 20 years. And totally, I was with my ex-wife basically for 22 years, and she was a proud feminist. I know all about this. And guess what? They're pretty much all the same. They ultimately want to be the leader. They will constantly be testing you, and there will be arguments. There won't be any peace, all right? And I say, look, I'm not interested to have a relationship with another man. There can only be one ultimate leader in the relationship. Just like in a company, there's somebody who's your boss, there's somebody who's their boss, all these things. And I'm not saying you have to be the boss of women, but I'm saying that if somebody is a strong liberal, right, or Democrat, and they're really holding to that they're going to want to ultimately lead you, and you got to be the one leading. All right, number four, this one's a big one. And I understand, yes, that it's a woman's body. She can do what she wants because it's her body, and you have no right to dictate things to her body. Understand that, get it. However, where things get very tricky and it's not good, and a lot of you guys have been in relationships like this, or maybe you are, is that liberal women are more apt to weaponize sex, right? They will throw this in your face and say, well, it's my body, my choice. How dare you even ask? How dare you have expectations, right? It's been 3 weeks. And last time we had sex, it's been 3 weeks, and you should be okay with once a month, this kind of nonsense. Believe me, I went through it. And when things get to that point, you need to bounce. No counseling's going to work. Counseling's shit anyways, doesn't work. And if that's the case, you're better off single than with someone like that who is ultimately weaponizing sex because she wants to control you, all right? Number five is she ultimately will never side with you. This gets exhausting. And the stronger the liberal, Democrat, feminist she is, it's constant nagging, it's constant fighting, constant competition, and you don't want to be in competition with your lover, your female friend, ultimately, that you are in a relationship with. You're supposed to be in competition with dudes, not with the woman that you're with. And this is what's going to happen. All right. Number six is she will hate you for not siding with what is perceived to be marginalized people. Okay, let me explain this one. So, women will defend marginalized people or perceived marginalized people to the death. And oh yeah, ooh, they are going to hate you if you disagree with them. So for example, and I'm going to give a few examples, what's going on in Palestine. All right, if you're like, nope, I'm pro-Israel. Oh, all right, as an example. Or they are super big on LGBTQ rights. And when I say LGBTQ rights, well, why shouldn't a man say that he's a woman and you not accept that he's a woman, kind of thing? Well, women see men, women like that in the LGBTQ community as marginalized. So if you're like, no, that's not a woman, that's a man, be very, very careful with your words around marginalized people, okay? Also, race swapping. So this happened in the recent movie that's going to be dropping soon, The Odyssey. Helen of Troy. There's no damn way there would be a black woman who sent 1,000 ships to war back in 1200 BC Greece. Okay, it's impossible. Even Homer's original poem described the hair. She had fair hair, and fair hair back then, what it meant was blondish, reddish, straight, not the curly, black, coarse hair that black women, anyways. There's no damn way a black woman set back in 1200 BC. I know it's fictional, but the story sent 1,000 ships to war because she was the most beautiful in the world. But yet the race swapping occurred in the movie, and people are like, what the hell? This doesn't even make sense. But be careful, because she's going to see it as marginalizing black women. It's so nonsense, but that's what I mean. So she will hate you for not siding with marginalized people. And number 7 is depending on your conversations. This happened to me on Threads, on my channel, on other social media, where if I stuck to a certain viewpoint and said, nope, this is what it is. Nope, this trans person who used to be a man, despite the operations and all that, is not a woman. Some of these liberal women and democratic feminist women will wish you harm, either emotionally or actually physically. You have no idea how many comments I've had where they said, oh, I hope you get kirked. If you're not familiar with that term, kirked, yeah, Charlie Kirk being assassinated for voicing his views and speaking openly in a public forum and exercising his free speech. This is the craziness of some, not all, some of these women. You need to be very, very careful. If any one of these women ever say something like that to you, it is not a shit test now. Now they actually wish you harm. And I say, fuck them, move on, because there's tons more women out there that you're way better off with. All right. So hope you like this video. And like I said, if you want to learn more about this awesome jacket, go check it out in the link in the description. Use Founder50 to get 50% off. And as I mentioned, I'm only giving that price away at 50% off for my first 50 customers. All right, we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.